For legal review tomorrow, to keep it very specific, with HUD Housing, 56 Main Street, Greenville, New Hampshire, managed by Southern New Hampshire Housing Services, funded by HUD. Evicted me unlawfully October 15th of 2025. The factual end of this situation is the complexity of fraud, banking theft, misuse of the courts by other people in years previous to arriving at 56 Main Street, Greenville, New Hampshire. Arriving there because of people stealing insurance settlements, stealing my 3-bedroom home, having me sign documents in years I'll never remember while lying to the courts about my medical condition, all factual. That information brought to Southern New Hampshire Housing Services manager Linda Smith. Linda Smith did not inform anyone properly, instead hid the information, protecting the people that had been attacking, because I showed her they were taking the bank accounts they made in my name and blocking me from my trust account. And if I could help access to my trust account, no worries. And I'd start paying whatever they claimed I owed. She claimed I owed money on a signed document when I got there, and after being there for 1 year, I was paying that agreement but asking for it to be altered because I knew people were stealing my disability income. The document Linda had me sign was agreeing that I wasn't disabled, that I was retiring early by choice, and was there. After discovering that's what she had me sign in the first year, it was also claiming that I agreed to give 1/3 of my SSI, my retirement money. So when I found it, after her first year, said to her, this has to be corrected. When I got here, I told you that my disability income is being blocked. When I talked to the Department of Health and Human Services, they informed me that I'm being awarded everything, but I have to have an attorney contact them because I'm not permitted the ledger since my injury. And then when I contact attorneys and banks in New Hampshire, I find there's accounts made in my name. There's a hidden conservator being my biological mother, Lynn Howard, since injury. All this information I bring to Linda Smith at 56 Main Street, Greenville, New Hampshire, asking her for help resolving it, believing because it's HUD, federal funding, the ADA. I was like, perfect, I'm disabled, cross-disabled, medical condition hidden from court proceedings, home stolen, business liquidated, insurance settlement stolen, and ongoing SSA fraud with bank accounts they made in my name. I'll get help. What did Linda Smith do? Attack. She kept that information hidden and helped the people attack, tried to end my life by sudden winter exposure, knowing that my bank accounts were being blocked, so I had no income, and all on the premise that I wasn't paying my rent, 1/3 of that retirement funding. So the first year that I paid it, I was able to because I was getting $225 a month in food stamps. So even though I was only getting like $700 or $900 a month, whatever SSI has given me, I think it's like 9. To give them $300 a month, I could do that first year, and I made that clear that I could pay that. But suddenly food stamps disappeared, so I contacted Department of Health and Human Services again to get that corrected, and they sent an investigator. And the investigator said, here's some food stamps, but didn't fix anything, just gave me a whole bunch of food stamps and said, make sure you pay your rent. A few months, and then my daughter Hannah passed, and that was it. I made it clear to them at that point that there's no more backing down. I'm not playing pretend anymore. I've been as patient as I could be. You're helping other people that have been attacking me since the patient of a hospital, being my blood parents, and the information's right here, the timeline's right here, the RSAs and all. And instead they misinformed HUD to have HUD file Manchester court and had me suddenly evicted by sheriffs as if I was a normal, healthy person refusing to pay their rent with the false documentation arranged by Linda Smith since getting there 2 years ago, 2023. So it'll be 3 years this fall. The point being, tomorrow I'm speaking to the pro bono attorney in Concord that was supposed to be representing me for that eviction back in October. The last time I spoke to that attorney on the phone prior to the eviction was explaining to them exactly what I'm doing this video about. In the documents that had been collected, the timeline that had been tracked, everything that had been investigated and confirmed as blatant crimes being committed and how, RSAs and all. And the attorney asked to meet tomorrow and talk about it in person. So tomorrow in person, it's detrimental that these facts are talked about. I'm not interested in having any type of emotional manipulation, and if there's attempts of it, it's going to be immediately confronted that these are the facts. We're going to go right back to human rights being violated, because that's what's happened here since I was the patient of a hospital, and the human rights violations arranged by my parents while the patient of St. Joe's Hospital through probate court in Nashua factually is proven by the documentation that's in the court proceedings, and they're what's missing but required by the Constitution because of a traumatic brain injury. Factual and simple. Since human rights violation, being the patient of that hospital, it's been maintained by others, and let's stop playing pretend. And we'll see where the attorney wants to go from there, because there's nothing to be imagined here. I'm referring specifically to court documents, court proceedings, Department of Health and Human Services funding, bank accounts. There's no opinion here. Let's talk about these facts and see if we can have a solution. And that's the notes for tomorrow.